Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Duke with the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this: where do you need to bust ass? So I'm on a coaching call today with a couple of wonderful, wonderful ladies, and we're having a conversation. And in the conversation, one particular lady is talking about how she's had company in town for the last 10 days, and it's just been completely fulfilling for her. And she's even to the extent that at lunchtime, she's rushing back to the office so she can finish up on notes and projects and things like that have to get done, so she can get out of the office in time to be able to get home to see family that night for this 10-day stretch of time. Now, as we're having the conversation, I just ever so gently nudge her and say, well, wait a minute, I'm curious. So tell me this: you are actually getting home on time when you've wanted to get home in the last 10 days. And that's all because you've basically been busting ass. She said, yep, I sure have. I said, okay, so then what's the problem the other 355 days of the year? Now, I want you to think about this, folks, because we've all been there before. Like, guilty as charged. My hand right now is in the air. We've all done this before. Like, we put our mind to something and we can get it done in a short amount of time, and you go, holy crap, that was amazing. I got this project done in 4 hours instead of 8 hours. Why? Because we put our mind to it. We put a sense of urgency into it, and we busted our ass to get it done. And yet there's other things that take place in our life that we allow them to take forever, and it's in slow motion, and it takes me a while to finish. And so then I get home later than I need to. Entrepreneurs are very familiar with this. Maybe you close your business at 6 o'clock, and yet for some reason you're getting home at 7 o'clock at night. And it shouldn't take that long, but you end up walking around the office, talking to staff, talking to your team. Maybe you have a team meeting, and things just start to become, the urgency slows down, and we slow down, and it takes us forever to get out of our business. I know this, being a chiropractor for over 20 years, that we can have a team meeting at the end of the day. We'd love to have team huddles. And then all of a sudden, though, we start talking about some personal stuff. And that personal stuff turns into random conversation, which turns into not getting home until 7:15 or 7:30. I can tell you that once we had kids, that really started to drive me crazy. And so what had to happen? We had to become more streamlined in our conversations. We had to bust our ass to get done, close the place down, have a conversation, and walk out the door. Why? Because I wanted to get home to my kids. So in this particular situation, she wanted to get home to her family. And I said, well, what about your husband? And she kind of looked at me like, huh? And I'm like, well, I mean, how does he feel about this? Because maybe you should be busting your ass every night to get home to see him too. Oh, if you could have seen her face. And she's listening right now. Hi, sweetheart, I love you. So it's a matter of what? It's a matter of just bringing a sense of urgency to everything with you. She cannot run at that pace. You can't run at that pace. I can't run at that pace 365 days a year. Oh, I'm going to go in and I'm going to bust my ass every day. Eventually, you are going to burn out. That's why we talk about slowing down and speeding up. But what if you went into today with the intention, I am going into today with the intention of busting my ass on project A, and I am going to be focused, and I'm going to put my attention on my intention, and I am going to get it done today, or I am going to move forward with it today. And what if I had the same intention tomorrow? I'm going to bust ass. What if I had the same intention the next day? In other words, I could do this for days on end. And then the weekend rolls along, and I actually have time. Being an entrepreneur, the weekend rolls along, and I'm doing some work, but I'm not working a 9-to-5er, right? So for those of you working a 9-to-5er, it becomes, okay, how can I become more efficient at work so that I'm busting ass, so I'm getting more done in less time? And I've seen people do this all the time. I've had patients do this, where they're looking at me going, like, how do you work a 4-day work week? This is crazy. And then they come back to me, and they're like, hey, I talked to my boss. They're going to let me work 4 10s. And as long as I get my work done, I get to have 3-day weekends every week. Thanks for doing this for me. Like, for me being an example for them of seeing what's possible, then they could go work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and have off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And their productivity went up. So they're still getting paid the same money to work less hours at that time. You see, what happens is that we start to become slow, and we start to take our time, and we lose the sense of urgency. We lose the purpose behind what it is that we're doing. And so all of a sudden, these tasks that should be simple tasks, these tasks that should be focused tasks, these tasks that should be needle-moving tasks start to take us longer than they really need to. And then eventually what happens is we start looking at the clock and say, you don't understand, I don't have enough time. To which I have to shrug my shoulders and say, no, we don't have enough urgency. Because if we had enough urgency on the things that we did throughout the course of the day, urgency to take care of ourselves and our health, urgency to connect with God, urgency to connect with family and kids and spouses and significant others, and urgency to go in and build businesses, if we went into every day with a sense of urgency in those 4 categories of life, where would you be 30 days from now? But yet what we do is that sometimes we wake up late and we hit the snooze button and we forget what our urgency is for that day. Because on that day, people are in survival mode. They're hoping to just survive the day instead of actually rocking it out. But when you're willing to slow down and you're willing to get focused in the morning and put yourself through a morning success ritual that gets you focused for the day, and then after that, look at your schedule and here's my plan for the day, and this is how I'm going to win today. This is my victory today. And then get to the end of the day and evaluate, reflect on the day, and project how you want tomorrow to go. When you start to add these skill sets into a day, this organization level into the day, this sense of urgency into the day, every day becomes productive. Every day becomes more connected. But if you're not focused, if you don't have a desired outcome for a day, a week, or a month, then you become easily distracted, and those distractions start to dip into your time funnel. And as they start to dip into your time and take time, quote unquote, away from you, you are losing time with family. You are losing time in taking care of yourself. You're losing time of connection. So you have to look at this and say, well, wait a minute, because I can't get time back. The clock keeps ticking away. So if I have a sense of urgency to get things done, I will find that I can become more focused. I will become more productive in what it is that I do, and I can get home at a reasonable time. I will find that if I'm with family, I can get more done in 2 hours of focused time than 4 hours of trying to clean, answer messages on the phone, and answering emails. I think you get the point. So what I want you to do right now is I just want you to take a look at your life across body, being, balance, and business. And where is it? Where is it in your life that you know you need to have a greater sense of urgency to accomplish any given task? Like pick one task and look at this week and say, okay, I am going to have a sense of urgency to get this done every single day. As you become more and more skilled in this, you'll add all 4 elements, meaning that today you might just say, body, I'm going to have more sense of urgency in my body today, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch what I eat, and I'm going to exercise in the morning, and I'm going to exercise at night. That's my sense of urgency today, and I'm going to have it all done by 7 p.m. And so I know that that's what I'm driving towards on this particular day. And tomorrow, it might be the same thing, or it might be business. I've got a project to do by the end of the week. My sense of urgency is in the next 2 days to have that project done. I was predicting 3 days. I'm going to get it done in 2. Because I have a sense of urgency, I can roll up my sleeves and get that task done. Then as I get more versed in this, I can do body and being. I can do body, being, and balance. I can do body, being, balance, and business. I can do all 4 categories through the course of a day and be taking action steps towards hitting all of my targets every single day of the week. As long as I have a sense of urgency, as long as I have a schedule that I am looking at and following like a playbook of life. And if I'm willing to do that, then by the end of a day, a week, a month, or a year, you are going to smash the goals and the targets that you have this year and every year following. But if you don't have a sense of urgency to accomplish what it is that you want, don't be shocked when you get to the end of the year and you're left yet again writing down goals that you're pretty sure are not going to happen in the following year. This isn't to say that you haven't accomplished some good shit. I know anybody who's listening to this has done some really good things in life. I know that you've accomplished goals and targets, but imagine if you could 10x your game. Imagine if you could get more done in 1 year than you've done in the last 10 years. The way that's going to happen, folks, is to start to put your priorities, give them a sense of urgency, follow through on them now to create a bigger tomorrow. Look, I've shared this before. All you got to do is head on over to commitandgo.com and you can click on the free link to get a free time mastery program. Go grab it. Go watch it. If you have questions, let me know. I am here to support you on this journey. Or if you have questions or comments that you want to share with me, simply email me, drtroy@commitandgo.com. I'm more than happy to help you out and support you on this journey in life. That's all I've got for you here today. If you haven't already, please send somebody over, refer them to the Commit and Go podcast so they can have some of this fire that I deliver here every week, Monday through Friday. Until tomorrow, we'll see you next time. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big-ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time. Bye-bye.